Skyrim awakened nostalgia in me 11 years after playing it for the first time. Many argue that the nostalgia of Skyrim comes from its game design. Many also argue that the nostalgia of Skyrim comes from its wonderful music. But I think it's not that simple. I think the game is just the vehicle for something way more powerful. We all feel what makes Skyrim breathtakingly special. And rather than listing all aspects that make this game a masterpiece, I would like to focus on one obscure element that's at the core of nostalgia. To fully comprehend what makes Skyrim so nostalgic, it's important to explore the idea of pilgrimage. A pilgrimage is a journey, often into an unknown or foreign place, where a person goes in search of new or expanded meaning about their self, others, nature, or higher good through the experience. The game begins with you awakening as a prisoner in a world shattered by conflicts. Soon you realize the entire realm is in danger, and as in many RPGs, you are the chosen one to defeat greater evil. All that is set in a vast open-world fantasy realm you see as soon as you escape Helgen. This is the first experience every Skyrim player has, and as simple as it seems, it's very effective. First time I played Skyrim, I was still a teenager. I would get back home from school, put headphones on, and immerse myself in bittersweet emotions of the realm that never existed. I would lose track of time and forget the kings my life had. After playing a dozen hours, after clearing that last dungeon and completing that last quest, I would find myself watching the sun caress the horizon. Yet I wanted to carry on with my adventures and finish another last quest. Back then, I still had plenty of time to play. Back then, I embarked on a journey that to this day isn't over. As years passed and the amount of responsibilities grew, my time for playing video games shrunk. Yet, Skyrim remained timeless. To me, Skyrim is not a video game. I view it as a pilgrimage. A journey that took me to another realm and allowed my mind to escape the reality of teenage years. The place I escaped to 11 years ago, the place that still lives today, not just within me, but inside many players that had the privilege to wander that snow-touched realm. I took a path to 7,000 steps, and I am still nowhere near the summit. Many human beings crave freedom. There are many forms of freedom and different ways to obtain them. However, sometimes the only possibility to get it is to escape, to return back to the times that made us feel happy, that made us feel safe. Normally, we seek external escape routes that promise us eternal happiness and content life. We spend our time and money on things with high anticipation of tangible results. We focus on the end result rather than on the journey. Yet we find ourselves disappointed when everything turns out to be just temporary. Skyrim allowed me to escape. Skyrim allowed me to be free. And now I'm suffering because I can't return back and feel that freedom I felt in the past. Some of us crave to be that teenager again, to come home from school, put our headphones on and feel the wonder on our pilgrimage through distant horizons of Tamriel, and to play until dawn one more time. Those things were temporary and they are forever gone, lost in oblivion. If only I had an Elder Scroll to travel back in time. But there is still hope. The nostalgia Skyrim provides does not come from the game. It comes from us. Inside every player there is a place called Skyrim, and with this in mind, everyone can open doors and take a pilgrimage to that world created in the past. When we allow ourselves to look at what's inside, when we allow ourselves to look at the Elder Scrolls, the past becomes a reflection of present experience, and through this reflection, one is able to relive its presence. That's when true nostalgia gets born, and one is able to relive the experience and feel the newfound freedom. Today I learned the nostalgia I feel from Skyrim does not come from the game itself. It comes from the inside. Skyrim allowed me to escape. It made me feel free in an unbound fantasy world, and the nostalgic feeling I have is that of reliving freedom after a long while, again. Don't you agree? If this experience inspired you, feel free to click on subscribe so you don't miss out on more upcoming content.